Hello everybody, this is just a test as to see how well I can do at streaming these sort of things, recording these sort of things for the internet and whatnot. So I'm just going to run through a open play, just through a random queue. I'm going to play against the sky here, easiest one to find, and I'll see if I can enunciate and announce my thought process as well without forgetting how to do so, because I've never actually done this before. So fingers crossed, everything goes well. Okay, so playing Legacy Storm here, playing against some guy named you. Looks like they chose to play first. I'm going to be on the draw. Going in blind, looking at my hand here. It looks okay. We got a Brainstorm to get through anything out of the hand. We got a Lion's Eye Diamond, we got a Cabal Therapy, and a Probe. Powerful combo here. So we are going to keep this particular hand and see how it plays out. Taking a while to mulligan here, down to 6, okay. Wasteland, alright, that does change things a bit here. Alright, well Wasteland does kind of change things here, because in order to do the Cabal Therapy on turn 1, I would have to fetch out my other Underground Sea. But let's get the probe in first, see what they got. Mox Diamond, Dark Confident, Lily, and Abrupt Decay. So it looks like we're going with the Rock or something here that I've never seen before. All right, well, smart thing to do here would be we could go with Therapy, get out the 2 Dark Confidants, take them off from a turn 2 play. But obviously take ourselves at risk at the Misty Rainforest, or at the Wasteland, taking out my Underground Sea. I do have another Underground Sea, but using the fetch on turn 1 would kind of take away from the Brainstorm, so I might just plop the in-hand Underground Sea here, Cabal Therapy, keep the Misty Rainforest for later, and just knowingly take that hit there. Alright, so Underground Sea, Cabal Therapy, targeting my opponent. Get rid of that Dark Confidants. Mox Diamond. Nothing we can really do here. Tranquil Thicket. Not wastelanding my sea. That's odd, but I'm not complaining. Tutor's good, Cabal. What are my odds of going off this turn? We got a couple directions we can go in here. I don't think we're going to be able to do an Empty the Warrens kill. Then land Lotus Petal, we can Cabal Ritual, however we won't have enough in the graveyard to get Threshold, but that would give us 3, 4, 4, we could do Drake for a bunch. If the Empty the Warrens was in the deck, which we can put it back with this Brainstorm here, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'd be 12. So I think we're going to end up doing that here. We will put back the Misty, and we will put back the Ponder. Oh, you know what? I already done goofed because I was supposed to put back the Empty the Warrens. Okay, well, that's not all too bad right now. We'll just have to wait a turn here. Not a big deal. What I can do, though, is in the meantime, give myself a snow-covered swamp and arrest the guy. See what he's got in hand. And we know about the Abrupt Decay. He drew the Sacred Thicket, so the only one we'd really be concerned about right here is the Liliana. So Liliana's gone. This guy has no colored mana. He has an Abrupt Decay in hand. I'm not entirely sure why he kept the hand he kept. He's, you know, well, I can't control. Oh wow, that is huge. That is absolutely ginormous. Looks like we will be able to go through in ad nauseum here. I don't think we have enough to go through the graveyard with Past in Flames, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no. We'll have to do ad nauseum here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna ad nause at this moment. Cast. Come on. Cast. For a moment there, I thought he was going to just kind of ball, hold down control, cast Infernal Tutor, maintaining priority. We are going to sack 4. What would be the smart thing here? We'd have this for access to the single red, so we're going to do all blue and black. We have 7 total, so we can leave 1 of each. We got blue, so more some black here. Some ad nauseum here. Cast the ad nause. And we're at 17, which is a solid life total here. So, 2 floating and a pedal we could use with a couple more rituals and a Past in Flames. Now we just want rituals. Okay, Dark Ritual might be enough here, especially with the Dark Petition in hand too, because now I can go get the Past in Flames, and that would be enough to go through the back. So we are going to stop there. We will cast the Dark Ritual. Waiting for you. Ponder. That's my own Ponder. Okay. Cast that. We are going to just 3 sack red. Ooh, will we actually be 1 short here? We might. I may have miscounted. Are they playing Lantern down here? I did not. Okay, that makes this even easier. Cool. We are going to sack for black here to Dark Petition. We're going to get our Past in Flames. Tap for red to Past in Flames. We are going to now cast Dark Ritual. And the black from here. Ball Ritual. 6, so now we should just be able to Dark Petition, and they scoop it up. Alright, cool. We get to sideboard now. Like I said, this looked like it was just the rock, which is a very interesting deck to have. There shouldn't be too much going on here. We do need to be concerned of Deathrite Shamans, Lilianas, and Hymn to Torox. There's really not too much we have in the sideboard going on here. We just essentially want to be a little bit quicker than the other deck here before they can start getting the discard in and getting stuff like that. We're going to definitely want to keep our duresses in as well. What I am probably just going to do here, I'm going to take out the 2 preordains that I have in my main board here and stick in a couple Fatal Pushes just for their little dudes, and that's actually going to be about it. Actually, there's things to say about a Abrupt Decay to help get rid of Lilianas and whatnot, and what I can do for that one is take out a Brainstorm and a Ponder. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll try it like that. See how it goes. So deck. Just waiting on the guy to submit his deck. Other things we had on our sideboard here. I've never done a deck tech for this, so might as well go over it now when we have the chance. Chain of Vapors for decks like Show and Tell and Reanimators and Turbo Depths, things where you just want to bounce the big guy out of their hands, or decks with lock pieces like a Chalice of the Void and Aethersworn Cannons and other things where you just need to get them off the turn for one turn to go off. Massacres and Dread of Nights here. I have yet to lose against a Death and Texas or Death and Texas style deck just because you bombard them with these things. They really don't have much to get around it. Tendrils for Burn and for Blue-Red Delver. Surgical Extraction for anything that utilizes the graveyard. Empty the Warrens is just a hedge against other decks that don't really have much of an early game and can't do well against things going wide. I don't see that bringing that in too much. And Azantis Swarms for anything playing a heavy amount of counter spells. Obviously, a lot of people have been moving on to the Green Splash in these sort of decks. I've been maintaining it for the time being. But there's arguments to be made about it against both halves of that equation here. Alright, so starting game 2. Alright, looking at my hand here. We got our big red spells, we got an Infernal Tutor, but we don't really have a way to bridge the gap. We have a way to kill their first creature. We got a way to Cabal Therapy or something without any way to see their hand. So I'm not really feeling this one here. I'm going to mulligan. This one is different. I'm going to keep it. We got a Ponder to kind of develop our hand. We do have the Cabal Therapy combo here, though it would cost us a Lotus Petal. So we're going to keep that one. Abrupt Decay. We would not have the mana to cast anytime soon. We're going to put that one on the bottom here. We need land more than anything at this moment. Bayou. Mox Diamond. Could we be getting a Hymn de Turok on turn 1? Chalice on 1 is a problem, and now I kind of sort of regret tossing the Abrupt Decay to the bottom, because this does cause some issues. Alright, well, let's just jump a petal. We're going to have to do some digging for the other Abrupt Decay that I have, or at least a fetch spell to maybe shuffle it up to get either back access to it. So, Chalice on 1, interesting. Doesn't really do as much against this deck as a lot of people think. It turns off the cantrips and turns off Docker Ritual, but literally everything else in the deck is wide open. Your Lotus Petals, your Lion's Eye Diamonds and stuff like that, all that are completely wide open. Aethersworn Canonist now, so yeah, we're going to have to somehow go through the Chalice to either Sworn with a Fatal Push or possibly just kill the Aethersworn Canonist with the Abrupt Decay of the Stone, depending on what else we have. Still nothing in the hand we can cast. I can get that out first. So, not looking so great this game. They definitely have a lot of hate cards in their hand right off the get-go, and I do not have much in terms of answers in front of them. Also, kind of surprised by the ones they're playing. I'm not really sure what this deck list is doing. It might just be junk versus the rock, so I mean the white kind of says that, but it's an interesting deck, that is for sure. Infernal Tutor. What can I do with that? Literally nothing. Literally nothing off the go. Alright, there's probably going to be a decent amount of grind here. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything for several turns. Because we're going to need both a Fatal Push and a Abrupt Decay to get around their board state right now. They only have 2 cards in hand, so if we have a way to stabilize a little bit, we can actually maintain some amount of advantage. We'll just have cards in hand at that point, so we start doing these. Might even be able to go off the turn that we get rid of the Chalice. Actually, no, we wouldn't be able to get the turn we get rid of the Chalice, but when we do get rid of the Aethersworn Canonist, we'll be able to go from there, because we don't have any artifact method of destroying one and then taking care of the other. Opponent taking a while to fetch. Got their Savannah. Okay, based off of what I'm seeing here, now knowing that they are indeed junk and not just the rock, I will be bringing in the Massacre Game 3, assuming we get to a Game 3. Green Sun Zenith. Ooh, what are you getting? What are you getting? Gaddig Teague. Yeah, that's a thing. That is indeed a thing. So yeah, they brought in a lot of hate here. A lot of hate. And it's definitely going to make it a bit more difficult. I'm going to be hitting for 4 turns, starting 6 a turn. I'm going to be at 14. So that's 2.5 turns, assuming they don't play anything or they don't scavenge. Anything. So what else we got? I could really use not a ponder right now. Alright, so we're going to be passing the turn. Like I said, it looks like we're pretty well locked down at this moment. So I'm going to need to get a very specific sequence of cards. Problem is, Gaddig would turn off the Massacre as well, so I would have had to pretty much Abrupt Decay Gaddig, Abrupt Decay Chalice, and then, I mean, I could clear the board at that point, but yeah, the hand I kept was definitely very weak to a Chalice on 1, which this deck is not normally used to. It normally has a little bit more methods to deal with Chalices on 1, because a lot of 2-drop cantrips and a lot of other things like that. Like, everything kind of goes either above it or below it. If you have a decent hand to start out with, you just need the ones to essentially get through shaping the hand early on and, well, disrupting there. So, now knowing what else they have, though, it makes my Cabal Therapies and Dresses a lot more alive the next game. So, going down to 8 here. And a probe. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna go here. I need to draw something next turn, but I don't have anything to draw next turn. So I'm pretty sure this one is completely done. Oh, it's 4-color Loam. Okay. I have a friend who plays this IRL, so looks like they actually cyber very similarly too, except my friend doesn't do the Canonist. He does do the Chalice and Gaddig T combos package, more or less. No Wastelands this game, but we did see the one last game. So essentially now knowing that, we can keep the Fatal Pushes. We will keep, can't win if my entire hand is 1-drops. Alright, sideboarding. Like I said, we're going to bring in the Massacre. We are going to take out, we're actually going to bring in the Surgicals too. This is going to be a little bit interesting. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to take out the ones, take out a Probe. And we're going to actually take out some Duresses now. Because Cabal Therapy will be able to hit everything. Back here. And we'll keep it like that. So, fingers crossed, we do okay. Essentially, because of all the hate they bring in, a lot of the hope you get here is just to get those turn 1, turn 2 kills. They don't really have anything to do to interact with you at instant speed. So if you have just the opportunity to go off turn 1, go for it. A lot of these decks don't go through Tabernacle. I've seen a couple. I've seen some not. So maybe an Empty the Warrens kill off the get-go would be a route we can go. Yes, we will keep this one. If we can get a solid hit off the Ponder, we might be able to do something next turn. So we will keep. We will begin with fetch for a basic. And Ponder. Massacre. Oh my goodness, actually this is really, really good. Yeah, they're going to just end up doing a Chalice on 1. We can then just go with the the ad nauseam kill next turn. So what we're going to do here, brainstorm, we're going to want to draw the Infernal Tutor for the turn so they can't just like duress it out of our hand or anything like that. And not going to shuffle, so we should draw the Massacre and pass turn. And if he does not play a Chalice on one here, it looks like he will be though. Thoughtseize, eh? What does he take? What will he end up taking here? Obviously, taking the Lions, I will turn off the... Actually, no, because up to 3, 1... Yeah, so this is a tough one here. I have no idea what he's going to take, and we'll just make our judgment based off of what he does take. But see, this is the exact reason why I kept the Infernal Tutor on top. We did not want to leave that one at risk of being Thoughtseized, because that would have been the obvious choice had I had that in hand. So, looks like our opponent isn't quite sure of what to take either, or they're just taking a second round. They are taking the Dark Ritual. I'm fine with that. We will be going with the ad nauseam kill then, because we have fun here. We like having fun. There's our Infernal Tutor. So yeah, we're just going to go with basics, because we know that they have... Control, Infernal Tutor. We're going to be sacking both for black. But we'll have to definitely get a bit lucky here. But, like I said, we like to have fun. Oh, that one is kind of a hit. Alright, let's get 2 Dark Writs and a... Fatal Push is okay. Surgical is okay. Another Infernal Tutor. Actual, like, tutors. Let's see. Lotus Petal's good. The problem is we have a lot of things that could kill us right here. Our ad nauseam, or not our ad nauseam, our tendrils, or... Oh, we already took out the Empty of the Horn, so tendrils is really the only thing that can kill us. I do not have the kill in hand at this moment. I do have the option to get probe first, and we can Abrupt Decay the Mox Diamond next turn, or if they end up going with a Chalice, we can Abrupt Decay that as well. That might be in our best interest here. It's really, really kind of disappointing that we didn't hit any rituals with this. So I'm not 100% sure where we're going to go. I think we're going to stop here. I think we're going to get probe using life. We're going to go down to 2. Risky bisky, but we're going to do it. They got the Gadag Teague, they got a Scooze, and they got a Thoughtseize. So what are they going to end up doing here? I have answers for the Gadag Teague. I'm going to be playing the Lotus Petal this turn to keep Fatal Push up, just in case they end up doing that. I mean, they should have paid attention to this. So I think that should be fine. Another Infernal Tutor, whoop-de-diddly-doo. That is all 4 of them now. I already played a land this turn, so we're going to cast you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to just toss out a... Clean up real easy. Get rid of one of the Infernal Tutors. There's too many of those. Too many of those indeed. So yeah, that was not a good ad nauseum. I can see them taking the Dark Petition here. They're probably going to be taking the Fatal Push. Neither which are really much of a problem at this point because I do have redundancies here. Surgical is almost useless, barring what they end up doing. I keep casting off the pedal. So yep, they did take the Dark Petition. I've got to play a land for turn. Getting Teague, surprise, surprise. Yeah, so what do we got here? Another Abrupt Decay, eh? So we're gonna sack this. We're just going to get the Tropical Island. Green, black, and we're just gonna do this while they're tapped out. We could have fatal pushed it. There was no reason not to. Unless he has another one. Scoos. One card in hand. I think we should know it, but I don't remember. So I gotta write things down. Alright, this is really interesting because I don't have a combo in hand here. Yeah, just push it main phase. Because we just got to keep them in check now. Hopefully the point is, the goal is here to eventually get a tutor, so we can Infernal Tutor for another copy of the tutor, and then just go through the rest of the hand on just things. Get rid of their Mox Diamond, Surgically Extract, anything. We do have this hanging open here, to barring what they end up doing. Sylvan Library. That could be a problem. I'm fine with it, though. At this point, I think at the end step, we are going to... Alright, here we're going to sack for black and green. We don't want them to get any value out of the Sylvan Library, so we're just going to get rid of it now. Okay, that is useful. That is useful. I'm going to Infernal Tutor, revealing the Cabal Ritual. Grab another one. And we need to survive a turn here. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need to get to 8. So a good draw would be useful as well. One turn. Gotta survive. One turn. And if you want to start tapping the girl for like colored mana, that'd be super cool too. Doesn't look like anything's happening here. Fatal Push. That's not what we wanted at all. Oh, what can we do here? What can we do here? I do not know how many Gadding Tees they have. They have 1 or 2, but it will cause a problem. So we're actually going to pay on the Gadding Teague. Using that particular piece of mana. So I don't know what else they have in their deck here. I don't know how frequently these things play more than 1 Gadding Teague. There's also things to be said about me going into, oh, they have the life emblem. That's not really that much of a problem, but there was things to be said. I did have a Fatal Push in my graveyard to, there's one, search the library, here it is. Nope, not in there. Okay, so that's fine. of getting my Fatal Push out of my hand by going through the one in my graveyard. I think that might have been the better idea now that I'm thinking about it more, just to keep the tutors and whatnot up. Because at this point I'm going to need to draw like a Brainstorm and a solid chunk of things to empty the hand. We got nothing going on this turn. Thalia, well, that gives me something to use my Fatal Push on. Cool. And I have access to that. So, what am I doing here? 1, 2, kill the push. So 1, 2, 3, 4 going through the line. I cannot pass the flames this turn. Pass the flames would be great if I had access to it. But I do not have red mana, and if I fetch for red mana here, I do not have the amount of black necessary. Yeah. What do we want to do here? Yeah, I think we're just gonna pass here and get the Thalia at the end of their turn, or when they go to attack. All right, yeah. So we need to tap, and push the Thalia. God, we're so close, but we're so far. Yes! Okay, there we go. That is exactly what we needed. So, cast. Cabal. Vernal Tutor. Get El Pasto de Flamezos. Ritual. Don't get back. Ritual. 7, we need 8. So, yep. Infernal Tutor. And get Tendrils. Cast Tendrils. Targeting my opponent. And there we go. I won the match. So that was a fun little match against 4-color Loam. Obviously, not having access to the hate that they had the second game, the third game, gave us the opportunity to keep things going. Also, kind of picking away their hate bears as they cast them, just kept us alive. It kept our draws live every draw step. So that was great to see, and it was fun kind of working with you folks here. So I hope to do this a lot more in the future, and I think I will see you folks soon.